never put my change in a wishing well. I just changed my grind on me, wish me well. I ain't tryna take no L's. I grind and I ride with persistence and battle all resistance. Let's get up out these trenches. Let's get up out these trenches.
What's happening? We got a show going on. I got my boy Wack. That was just Speedy. You know, we go back. We gonna talk about you know, being incarcerated as a juvenile. Me and Wack met when we was kids, and back in juvenile hall. And you know what I'm saying, we went through all the shits, the YAs, the pens and all, and I told him we needed to get together. You know, this my bro, he doing his thing, he's lacing me on some things coming up into this industry, and we just showing love, man, spreading this real love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. You gotta understand, coming from the Valley, M-Rock was like one of the first dudes I ran into from South Central doing time, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, and M-Rock was on like overflow coming from LP, a Central Juvenile Hall, to Sylmar Juvenile Hall, which was niggas from Kwame Paru's based juvenile hall. So over there, we really only black gang. Everything else was Hispanic. Right. So, you know, shit, we damn sure. If it wasn't us, we needed the homies, you know, from South Central, from L.A., Compton, Watson, all that, to make it that way. So it was kind of like, you know, it was both of us getting to know each other. I'm like, okay, this nigga from South Central, let me, you know, Brim. I know, oh, okay, it's Lawson Swap Meet. You know what I mean? That's a landmark. We know what that is. And then with them, they like, okay, well, shit, man, nigga from the Valley, nigga, but shit, nigga, these niggas bought their shit. So it was like, that's kind of like how the mutual respect was established amongst our generation. You know what I'm saying? Older homies had already went to the pen and been to the blood module, shit like that, to get to know each other. You know what I mean? And what's crazy about that, 35 years later, it's been when M-Rock called my phone, it ain't no different than him popping up at my door, talking about, bro, you think you got a stick of deodorant, right? That's my brother, like a brotherhood was established. And once those type of things are established, the politics kick in, meaning that it don't matter what it's about, that's my brother. I wouldn't give a fuck what issue he had with what. I ain't going against him. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's with his own mind, like I'm going to look at him like my brother, like we come from the same wound. And because we had to stand in the trenches back there, we was outnumbered. Rock, what, 4-5-1?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we was outnumbered 4-5-1.
Back in juvenile camp,
you know what I'm saying?
Like
we all we had. We had to protect each other every day at all costs. You know what I mean? And, you know,
I grew up hearing them folk tales about how it was always 5-1, 6-1.
Hell yeah.
You
It wasn't
walking down the street, you look left, you look right, and all of a sudden you just surrounded.
It wasn't easy, but that shit wasn't in style being the blood.
I was just finna say it. At the
I
time
wasn't in style, bro.
Wack did it, it wasn't popular. It wasn't popular like it is now.
Yeah, nigga.
That's all I was gonna say. The 80s and the 90s, everybody know, is not a secret. They've made movies about it. That was the epitome, the mecca of gangbanging. Turned gangbanging into a whole nother thing. It proves that this is the Wild Wild West. There's no, you had shot callers. You had to really stand on some shit to be able to run something out here, or have a level of respect. And that's a couple of things.
Not only that, right? It's crazy how shit, you know, how it works, because with me getting to know M-Rock and getting to love Six Deuce Brim, right? You know, I met a couple other on Rock the Bell, Baby Son and shit like that, right? And then when I get to the penitentiary, the first dude to lace my boots, I'm a pup, I'm 16 in Solidad, was Lil Man from Six Deuce Brim. Right. But the fact that I had such a strong relationship with the young Brims I just did time with, it was an automatic comfort zone, you know, with Lil Man. And Lil Man, he the first one to lace me, to teach me the ropes of the penitentiary. Him, and I remember he kind of damn near like assigned the homie Fat Rap from Black Peach Stone to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, his rap was like 23 at the time, so he was the closest to my age, like, right. You know what I'm saying? Stay on the homie, make sure he right, make sure he understand the ropes of it. You know what I mean? Lil Man ended up doing 27, 28 years. He home now. You know what I'm saying? So it was great when he came home, BET weekend, he came and kicked it with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so we made our rounds and shit and did everything. So it was like, you know, just the fact that those seeds was planted. So when you're running into certain people from certain places, it's like it's already like it's a trust there. You know what I mean? And he was the same big homie to me as he would have been to you. You know, I'm telling him, I just left Rock and whoop to whoop. We like, yeah, them the young homies. He like, that's my homegirl, such and such. So, you know, them G homies. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You know, so it's just, you know, when that love is established, it was different back then. These days, these youngsters be cool 1 minute, and the next thing you know, they on some other shit with each other. You know, it's 30-something, 35 years later, with M-Rock called my phone, Rock, what's up? Well, fuck all that. What you need? What we doing? What's happening? Nigga, I'm way out here. Nigga, I just drove. Nigga, I was in Lancaster, bro. I jumped on the freeway, nigga.
Sure did.
And drove out here to see my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's it. And it ain't never a time, bro.
And let me say this.
It ain't never a time, like, nigga. I'm always here for you because you know you my brother. You didn't gave me half your sandwich because I was hungrier than you.
Let me tell you something.
You know what I'm saying?
While you here face to face, I want to say, man, you inspired a lot of us, man.
Yes, you
we
did.
Come through them
That's what we want to touch on.
You
Definitely.
made me say, all right, let me take the knowledge and the talent I got to step to the forefront and try to help everybody. You did that, man. I swear, when I seen you, I said, yeah, that's my boy, man. I need to step out and do some things better, man. I built this podcast studio, you know what I mean?
And we're gonna support it. We're gonna keep pushing it. We're gonna cross our resources. I mean, you know, to see, here go the difference, right? It's one thing to hear a name, right? All right, cool. But it's another thing when you see, like, hold on, my nigga, wait. Me and this nigga was in the trenches. We went to the hole together. We didn't have 5 rides together. We didn't slept on the floor together night. We didn't been in this motherfucker up against it together. And my homie doing, damn, is that him on TV? So down, because you gotta understand, Rock, we was all just as good as one another. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And see, in jail, the homies, for whatever reason, they always gave me the leadership role because I was the plotter. I was the one that can infiltrate the staff. I was the one that can get them to go to the other side while the homies went and ran up in the room. You know what I'm saying? So they like, yo, Wack, listen, nigga, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? Because all my homies, we was all just, M-Rock, I swear to God, every time I tell him, this is one of the hardest fighting niggas I ever saw. I used to try to incorporate, I used to watch him get down, right? And I said, you know what? This nigga fight low. Because he already was short. I'm like, he get lower on a nigga. So by the time a motherfucker get to swinging down on him, he done got up under him and it's too late. And he was strong as a bull. You know, man, we used to have our push-up contest and shit. Get down there and see who stopped, stop first. So, you know, it's just to see my homie, man, and the live body and health and living well and smiling, my nigga. I laughed when he came and got me for the parking lot because, you know, we could always mimic shit about each other. And, you know, he got this little choppy little walk, you know, the way he walk. And he still bailed the same way. I started doing it, he started laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, this nigga right. You know, everybody know him as M-Rock. I know him as Michael Walton.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because if his mail came and he wasn't up there, yo, give me the homie mail, I'd take it to him. You know what I mean? That's what it was. So it's like we had to trust each other to have each other's back. And our brotherhood came from at a time when we was really in the trenches, not just Crips, staff, homie. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker run up on Rock and Rock don't want to move. Nigga, the homies was jumping up. What's happening? Like we started to demand a certain kind of respect where they like, hold on, hey Wack, come here, let me talk to you. Hey, listen, man, M-Rock got to go to the hole. For what? You know, he took off on the motherfucker in the school area. Because they know we wasn't just finna allow him to come rush him in the thing. We fighting the police. Fuck it, that's what we all going. Rock, niggas talking about...
We following the protocols that we hearing. The homies in prison, the big homies, so we doing it like they doing it. We ain't giving them none.
I want that.
Something that's unique about y'all generation though is y'all were the first ones who were pretty much going from youth authority or going straight to prison.
Yeah, I went straight.
That's what I was about to ask. M-Rock spoke on offline, and I wanted to get your thoughts. And then if you want to talk about it again, you guys came from the birth of the baby gangster.
Yeah.
What's your perspective in that? And then
y'all
fought the 80 game. Not to say that the kids ain't doing it now, but not like I used to be 8, 7 years old watching 10-year-old kids have to fight extremely grown men. Yeah. Grown ass men. So I wanted you guys to touch on that.
I'm gonna tell you the difference is, right? And back in our day, we catch a case or whatever. If we was juvenile, we go the first time, do 6, 7 months, and juvenile halls come back. We come back again because we gang banging. We get a track 2 program, 6 months in camp. Come back, we get a track 4, 9 months to a year. Now remember, as we doing this comeback, right? We getting our mentality is changing because we mixing the streets. We're behind the walls. We getting bigger. We getting stronger. We working out. Next thing you know, we hit YA. I think from our generation, I think I might be one of the first ones to hit the motherfucker, right? So one time I hit YA, we all had this little this little silent competition that we never said, right? And we want to see who can get the biggest and all this kind of crazy shit. Like if I heard your nigga M-Rock just knocked a nigga out on CD, any nigga I had a problem with on my unit, we finna squabble. Rock got a knockout, I got to get one too.
Right.
This is where this shit was coming from, right?
Right.
And half the time we go to missing each other, we didn't see each other, so we know I run into the homie in the hole, fuck it, we might catch the same chain going to another spot.
Right.
So I think I went to Nellis, got out, came back. I get out. I think I come back. I got like a 18-inch. I'm swole as a motherfucker at this time. Rock here. Hey, they say they telling Rock, nigga, your homie Wack, right? So then I go to the Rock, go to YA, and he get lucky and get an M number. So he got a number that says if he fuck up, he goes straight to the penitentiary, right? So they send me on a 9-day observation. I do some more crazy shit to a motherfucker in there. And they like send me back after 9 days, and the motherfucker submitted a letter from Sacramento saying that due to my level of manipulation, sophistication, they not allowing me to come back to the youth authority. If not, I'd have been right up there with Rock them and TS somewhere with an M number. So they sent me straight to the penitentiary, 16 from fucking Central Juvenile Hall.
Wow.
You came down. I remember you came down for the earthquake.
Yup.
And I was they had the Northridge earthquake.
Yup.
And
Was
they
it
had
94?
94
they had to
January.
bring January. Because I got convicted.
Rock,
the day
tell them
before
how
my
they used to
birthday.
bring me through. Nigga, you the nigga, they used to have me shot with that.
Hey, they like, where this nigga? So I'm like, that's the homeboy. They like, what that nigga? Man, Wack big and Wack. And another thing about Wack always been athletic. He wasn't just big.
Yeah, I was athletic.
He can play
Remember
ball.
when you played the football?
All that football. So, man, I asked Wack. I said, damn, nigga. Niggas up in there big like you up in
No, I
there.
said,
Wack
Rock,
said,
you
yeah,
got
nigga.
that right.
Don't worry about it. Just go up in there and do what you do.
Yeah, he's rocking. I ain't gonna lie, nigga. Rock, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Rock, one of the hardest squabbling niggas I done seen. That nigga fought hard as a motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, he had it in him. He didn't give a fuck about getting hit. He didn't give a fuck about none of that. That nigga went from one extreme to the next. But the thing about Rock, outside of me, Rock was pretty much quiet and laid back unless the enemy come through that he knew and it was on with. Other than that, Rock was laid back. Wack on the patrol. They active because I'm active. You know what I'm saying? They watching me like, what Wack up to over there? You know what I'm saying? I get bored of that motherfucker Rock. You know, I get to do his shit.
You get fucking with homies, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Rock them, but if the wrong enemy come through, oh my! See, that's the thing with him though. He ain't do no talking. He just went. So I would know. Like, I used to do shit behind his back he didn't know because I would be up there with the staff. Hey, yo, where that nigga from? Menlo? Now put that nigga on the other side because I didn't want the homie to go to the hole. You know what I'm saying? Then I could hide it for at least a week. You know what I'm saying? Until he figure out. Then at that time, he might catch the nigga. You know, if they fuck around and mixers at rec, or he'd catch the nigga in school area. At that point in time, Rock gonna do what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You know, but if I can send his direct homies to, I'm like, put that nigga on the side, man. You know, Walton, he gonna go crazy, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't talk. Like, he'd be like, hey, Wack, where the nigga from? He come out and remember, hey, nigga, we used to laugh at you. How tight did you tie your shoes?
Yeah. I'm ready to fight.
And that nigga used to tie his motherfucking shoes so motherfucking tight.
That's what they used to get on me about.
I'm like, bro, nigga, do you got circulation in your feet, nigga?
He also, you wanted to discuss and talk about something that's similar that happens with the military. Brothers have to get on the medications in prison and how it changed.
Oh yeah, we weren't going for that.
No.
Remember they tried to give us that shit? Talking about y'all fighting too much, Thorazine and Holodomor.
And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that shit. We wasn't taking that shit.
It's crazy to this day that it hasn't been a lawsuit.
Yeah, they was making kids, bro.
It ain't
12,
too late.
13 years
It ain't too late.
old,
That's
bro.
what awareness is.
We are watching
That's
nigga be
totally
hyper as
fucked
a motherfucker. We are watching over the months slow all the way down.
Thorazine,
Right.
bro. For a 5-minute conversation.
Thorazine, bro. They was giving kids this shit. Nigga, he ain't too hyper. Nigga, he fighting because his enemy is fighting him. The fuck you mean too hyper?
Right.
Yeah. And
I remember that. I remember this one Mexican, I don't know if you remember, from Bryan Street Spider. He used to always be a day room sleeper because he couldn't go down because he was on the shit. And he was on that shit. He was like, yo, Wack Holmes, shit ain't right. Like, he was like talking real slow. But we watched him go from being hyper and regular to that. We like, damn.
Then you running the niggas in the prison
Oh,
years
yeah,
later,
J-Cat.
fucked up.
Yeah, J-Cat.
J-Cat.
J-Cat. That means, you know, once in the summertime, once it was 90 degrees outside, they had to go in the
They
building.
had to go in the building.
Right.
It's too
Heat
hot.
man, yeah, it's crazy,
Pass
man.
out.
Right.
It's crazy.
I got a question for y'all.
Yeah.
Because y'all known each other 30 plus years,
Yeah.
right? Now, within them 30 years, how many people have you seen throughout the years? Back when y'all was in YA, they had their chest tucked in. You see them 10 years later, they got their chest poked out. They acting hard as a motherfucker.
Oh, we see a lot of them.
No, we see a lot of them. We
They're
laugh
still
at them.
fearing people, and then you got a normal motherfucker like me that might be like, damn, this nigga fierce. Then they pull me to the side and be like, this weird ass
nigga.
I call it reverse turned up.
You know who did a reverse?
Oh.
What's the nigga name? We got a hold of him in camp. He was from fuck, what was that? He was from where he locked up now. What the fuck? I just go come to me. But I seen this nigga. I said, nigga, ain't you the same nigga we used to? He whack, that ain't me no more. He was from underground, UG. Yeah. He was a nigga from UG. I forget his name. But when I see him, I'm hearing his name. I said, wait, niggas is petrified of this nigga. I'm like, I don't respect that at all. That ain't the same one. His damn show was him. Right. He was out here terrorizing, doing shit.
The time we was turned up, it was the turned up time.
Yeah, it was turned up.
If you wasn't turned up at that time, you should just stay turned down for the rest of your life.
And you know what? A lot of us that was from that era and generation, the ones that caught a lot of time is the one with the keys to the yard right now today. Yeah. They running the yard. It was a different mentality. I think our generation was the last generation that had the real teachings of the G homies. Right. Mm-hmm. And after that, being in our era, outside of Sherm and weed, nigga, you was getting fucked up, bro. For using some drugs.
And also, that generation from that late 80 era to the early 90s, it was short lived. They put the smash down. Trial as a dope, came with the strikes.
3 strikes.
They made sure that they put a smash down.
That 3-strike law, you gotta understand what that did, bro. That 3-strike law converted a lot of people into informants.
Yeah, it truly
It took the heart from a lot of motherfuckers, man. In case a nigga would have got 5 to 10, nigga took about 30, 40.
What?
And niggas was like, they couldn't handle it.
Remember when carjacking was joyriding with?
Yeah.
Still a car driver.
Hold on, bro. What the fuck is this shit flocking? That's home invasion.
Hey, that's home invasion.
So fucking home. Now they got a minimum from 15. I'm like, nigga, that's a home invasion.
And they got laws up under one law now. You got this. Right?
Yeah,
it's trained to take all your money from you too.
But low key, I was telling Devil and them and Little Man and them. I said, y'all owe our generation because without our generation,
kept going.
They wouldn't let y'all out.
Yeah,
they pushed us in there so much they had to let them go. They never had plans on letting them go.
Right.
Nah, because them niggas was up under the old laws, like 7 to life, and they wasn't.
Had to let them go.
They had to let them niggas go. They wasn't gonna let us go early, so they're like, let's let the dudes go that been here 30 years. That we feel been rehabilitated and got old, who ain't gonna get out there doing nothing crazy. You know what I mean?
So that got lucky with the new law, they probably did like 20 years. The big homies had to do 10, and all they getting to get out now because of these new laws with the overcrowding. But they stopped when they came with the trial as a dope in the 80s. They stopped treating us. That's what I was gonna talk about too. One thing I can admit, when I was a juvenile, you can see the care. You know, you had certain counselors, staff. You can see the care. They looked at you like you ain't all the way over with yet.
Yeah.
You still a juvenile. And then once you got to the dope system, that's when it was like, oh, that giving a fuck is over with. But now, it's like
they setting you straight, bro.
What?
It's no training. You know what? You know, in a lot of these youngsters' defense, let's keep it real. We got a chance to go in and out juvenile hall 2-3 times, camp twice, and shit before we got to the pen.
Exactly.
To learn the rules, to get strong physically and mentally for this shit. Now, nigga ain't never been to jail 19. He get caught on 4 robberies to get a nigga 40 years straight to the pen.
Straight to the pen.
He ain't never been incarcerated. He don't know what to expect.
He don't even work out.
He don't work out. He coming in there. Somebody. It was kind of like, it was like going through Pop Warner football and high school football and college football before we went pro. Yeah. They just throwing a nigga straight on the motherfucking NFL field.
Yeah. Right.
Talking about perform.
And they got no understanding about how this breaking down.
They got the yard so tricky now. They got some shit. I was talking to them. They got some shit called half and half.
Yeah, 50 yards.
Right, and then if they to a kid coming that don't know no different,
they don't know
he
no
going
different.
Straight to the yard, and then they tell her, oh, you can't be there, motherfucking inmates. 3 days later, he goes somewhere else. They want to rush him. He don't know what's going on. It's so tricky.
But ask yourself why that is. I'm gonna tell you why that is, bro. Before, the PCs was less, so they would be sent to the hole. Right. Now, what we got? We got 200 people built, so we got 1,000 beds without the gym per yard. So you got 5,000 motherfuckers in the penitentiary. It's not counting the bunks in the gym, right? So before it might have been 500 PCs in the whole prison, right? So they would house them in the hole, right? Now, right, out of the 5,000, right, you got 3,800 PCs, 1,200 motherfuckers is mainline, right? So they like, okay, well, shit, who we gonna put in the hole now? So now then flip. So now the mainline niggas who following the program is the ones they send into the hole, or they saying, we gotta put the PCs in the bunks, nigga. The bunks
And
is the
why
bunks.
in the house?
It's more of them than y'all. Either y'all going to the hole or you gonna program with them. Which one you want to do? Then I'm hearing they making them sign paperwork that if they do something to a motherfucker that's a 50-50 motherfucker, they giving them a whole nother beef.
And they making it to where, in order to go home, you gotta drop and go to a 50-50.
Now let's pay attention to what that's doing. Watch how it's affecting the streets. So now you forcing a real hardened criminal, right, who ain't punked the game, to coexist with a PC motherfucker. These is rapists, child molesters, motherfuckers is telling, all that shit, right?
Right.
So now if a nigga done did 3, 4 years, 5 years, 7 years coexisting with these motherfuckers, what happened when they come to the street?
My brother just said the same. He just came home and he said it's like Skid Row. I got to find out where he just came home from. He said everybody they strung out.
Yeah, they in there
And
high.
like
don't even
Skid
come out
Row.
to say.
That's how they doing their time,
They
high as a
talk on the phone
motherfucker.
high, yeah.
Homies telling me, said they in that motherfucker on crystal.
And it's like them.
Tying the fuck
I
off.
feel
Yeah.
bad for the big homies who had to do all that. The ones
That's still there.
didn't get a chance to come home.
Yeah,
that got to deal with that whole different structure, boy. It's
That's a
terrible for
whole
'em.
nother thing.
It's terrible for them. They don't come out
Because you gotta understand, they come from the old shit. Think about motherfuckers like Bolo from Bounty Hunter, been there like 37.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They come from the old shit, and they didn't watch the whole full transition
Yeah.
to this shit.
Is the story of him escaping inside of jail real? Bolo?
Yeah,
I never knew
that
about
nigga got so many
Bolo crazy
motherfuckers.
ass escape, but you know Bolo did 20 years in the hole straight.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bolo been down by 37. He did like 20 years in the whole straight. One thing about Bolo is that his reputation is
Bali.
impeccable from that blood module
Yeah.
on down to the
Yeah.
he is what he is. You know what I mean? So, 'cause, you know, homies when they came through. One thing about us, Rock, you remember, because none of us never cried about it. But we was in jail. We didn't think about the streets. This was our world at this point in time. We didn't give
This
a
the
fuck
homies in here. That's
what
why
was
niggas-
going on out there. We was here.
Niggas became like family. That's why niggas went home and went to going to fuck with each other and visiting each other and
Yeah.
shit, because it was like.
I wanted to say this, and we gonna come back to this, but perfect segue. I know my son Nostalgia got a question for Wack regarding West Coast rap, but what I want to say is, looking at the expansion of the Bloods and Crips, I know y'all got the same flaws and really touch the out of town stuff. But having said that, I'm looking at two men who, in my opinion, I feel the world's opinion, we now have our what you call those legendary street dudes. We had them, but not like the Larry Hoover or my man Tricky
Larry
from
Hoover,
Detroit.
yeah. Right.
Y'all that for us. Y'all that for us,
real
man.
shit. You know,
y'all wrote a book or did anything together to break, because two business owners, and this was beautiful. I want black people to continue to see this. The first question I wanted to ask y'all was, because you just talked about how things flipped. Y'all used to put us in the studio, stay behind the scenes. Now the wolves get in front of the camera, and now it's making sheeps
That's
trying to
real
be
shit.
the wolves.
That's real shit.
So how
That is, 'cause we
should
used
not
to
just
be-
rapping now. You know what I'm saying?
Beyond, yeah, you know, it's. I mean, you know, the tides, it changes, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it changes, and I think I can speak the same for Brock. A lot of cats that come from my generation doing it because we got caught up in those prisons to where a lot of us had to come together because the politics changed with the essays, where they united.
Right.
You know, because one time was just Crips on Bloods and
Right.
essays on essays. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So with doing that, a lot of us, that's why we was talking about Speedy from
Right.
Hard Time Hustle Crip. We would get out and see each other, right?
Right.
So when we seen each other, we treated them the same way we was on the yard.
Right.
You know, these niggas we was busting down with, working out with, bullshit with, you know what I mean? Doing capers with, doing moves with. So a lot of people from my age and generation that did it, we're from where we're from, but we're no longer gang bangers.
Right.
We don't wake up hunting the Crip. At one point in time, our whole mission was to rid the world of Crips.
Right. Yeah.
Period, right?
Right.
Now it's to a point to where we got Crip comrades, Crip partners.
Right.
So what you guys, when y'all see it, y'all be like, damn, they from there, they from there.
Right, right.
But then he brought the producer, and then I'm the rapper, and then, okay,
Right,
so that's
right.
our way of trying to, like, change this shit.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We trying to change this shit because And I see it. Every crew I see, Crips, got a few Bloods they fucking with.
Yeah.
Our Bloods got a few.
Yeah.
So it's working. You know what I mean?
Back in the day, the saying we say was the only color that mattered in rap is green, y'all. You know, everybody was doing their thing.
But like now, you could be at the hood park and one of your G homies gonna pull up with a nigga from the other side.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then what happens is you out somewhere and he with about 8 of his homies. Hey man, ain't that? Yeah, that's such and such my homie.
Right.
Little homie, I just met him. Hey, Rock, what's up, homie? Who did Rock look like? Oh, and he see these niggas. He know what it could have been.
Right.
So then vice versa.
Right.
6 months later, nigga, Rock them somewhere, see him.
Right.
Same thing. You
Right.
know what I mean? So, all we can do is do what we can do to help the change. Whether it's gonna change all the way, in our lifespan, we don't know, but we damn sure have went the other way from the way we was going.
Right.
Like
Right.
a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
Nostalgia?
Real.
For when go ahead.
No, yeah. You want to ask that West Coast question now, bro?
I can't be still on. I can't hear him.
He's still there. Nostalgia, where you at?
My fault, technical
There you go.
difficulties, but that
Go
was
ahead.
that was a good. His response was a good segue. I had how he said how they tried to fix it with the artists and the producers and the wolves and shit. They going back and forth like they connecting and bring the peace in the industry and all that. Do you think the downside to that would be what we seeing now? I think in LA, with all the tragedy that's happened, in some way, I think the city is being blackballed in some capacity.
Yeah, it's West Coast blacklisted.
Yeah.
Nah, blackness as far as what?
It just seemed like it takes forever for us to have a star that pop. Atlanta, it's like a new dude every week.
Well, see, okay, in defense of that, let's go back to where it was New York and L.A.
Right.
And Andre 3000 and the Goody Mob and everybody was saying, look at us, look at us, look at us. Them niggas was dead in the water for forever.
Yes, they were. That's
right?
true.
So, one thing about the South, I can honestly say that, they earned their keep. They've been having the torch keeping the real 10, 15 years now.
Yeah, no, they have.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just think on the West, we got to support us.
True.
You know what I mean? It's a
Thank
streaming
you for
game.
being
now.
here and doing that.
It's a
'cause
streaming
hard.
game now. So
Yeah.
our people, we have how many people in Los Angeles? What is it? 6 million, 8 million, some crazy shit.
Right.
And a lot of more people.
If we gotta look
We
out for us.
We
Yeah.
gotta support us.
Facts.
If we're not supporting us, and you looking up, and no disrespect, and you playing Thug and you playing Lil Baby and The Baby and all this shit, but then when Blueface drops something or motherfucking YG drops something, right? You ain't putting it in your playlist like you putting the others in your playlist because we can't expect the South to make us primary in their playlist, right?
Right.
We gotta support
But I
us.
also think in that point that go back to where it's the behind the scenes where those connections that happen in the streets behind the scenes. It's still some of that ego that trickle down into the and end up becoming informant violence, and that end up happening in the city.
But like how
You
everyone,
With me though, I politic with everybody. My brothers QC and them down south. You know what I mean? That's my brothers Q, Coach K and all that. You know what I mean? Pete, them all my brothers. Lil Baby, Lil Baby. I fuck with all of them. Listen, my artists. This is real shit. My artists could say, Wack, such and such want to do a song with me, and he a West Coast nigga, right? And I cannot like the nigga, but if my artist want to do a record with the nigga, that go do the record. I'm not blocking that shit.
Exactly.
Fucking mine. I ain't bigger than the program. Do the record. I can send my assistant to the video to make sure the video's straight. I ain't even got to be there if I'm feeling some kind of way. So I'm not one of those to block nothing, to shut nothing down. You know what I mean? So I'm here for the West.
Exactly.
I'm glad you said that because
Yeah, that's just me. But some niggas do be on. Nah, I don't fuck with them. You can't fuck with them. I'm not doing that.
another thing I want to I acknowledge is like how Rock said when you went to Juvenile, it was still people that care. Wasn't a lot of rappers getting killed in their own city back in the day either. The OGs protected the homies. They made sure the kids just got to perform and do their thing.
Well, every
Even if they was
neighborhood
representing hoods, they still got to do their thing.
This the thing, bro. When we was coming up, you had the generation click.
Right.
OGs, YGs,
Right.
baby. Now you got clicks within the generations.
Right.
So it was like, the OG homies, they in jail, they doing what the fuck they doing. So then we had the other homies that was kind of like filling in for them. Then you had us that was active. We run around putting in all the work. It wasn't no cliques within our clique. We was all one.
Right.
Now you got we from this block, and we from that block, same neighborhood though.
Yeah.
So if this nigga from this block get on, it's like, oh, fuck that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because this nigga
money
speak.
crews now.
Yeah, so
Because look, back in the day, my relative OTB, Bus Stop, put out, they did Flat Broke right after they was on death row. They put us, Reservoir Dogs, we was the Brims. They had, I was Reservoir Dogs. They had Problem Child. So they had Denver Lanes. They had all these. I don't think that could happen.
Talking about Eastwood.
I don't think that could happen now, where all of us was from these different hoods. I don't think we had one fight between all of those different. I mean, it was mostly blood gangs, but it was some Crips in that shit too.
Right.
Well, if you look at
Nothing happened. I don't think that could happen now. But that's still a small camp though.
If you look at Top Dog, but look at the entourages though. You had bounty hunters. You got Hoover.
Yeah, but that still came from that era to me though. That still came from that era.
Village.
Yeah, but you know, like when they roll out those, I'm pretty sure there's a clean understanding.
It's just this, man.
Heard nothing from them.
Right.
This what I feel. I feel like, if you go rap. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
you can't
real.
be
Right.
rapper
Can't do both.
And
Can't
do the
do both.
streets. You know what I'm saying? That was my problem. I was hard as a motherfucker rapping, but I couldn't let the streets go. You know what I'm saying? So that was my problem until I was able to mature more and do what it do and let the streets go. I was like, man, that's not the thing for me. And you know, like when we first started with rap, like you know, when Ice Cube came out talking about he was fresh out the penitentiary, he was fresh out of Taft High School. You know
Right.
And the music sound good, so it was more or less.
And
like,
it was accepted, but nothing. It was
so
all good.
I still be stuck on that, like you know, like now don't get me wrong. If I heard a nigga that did some telling or something, I don't want to hear nothing come out his mouth. But far as like good music, I don't so much expect like let me dig into this nigga life to see if this nigga a real nigga. If he's saying some real shit and it's reciprocating, because that's how I started with rap. I just don't feel like I remember I used to get offended when a nigga used to ask me, was I a rapper? On my time, you know, I'd be ready to fight.
Yeah, for real.
I ain't no motherfucking rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
a gang member. But
Yeah.
it was like I just think that's sad. You know, it's like no disrespect. You know, I just feel like the streets is the streets, man. We fighting to get about these streets, right? And it's just like it's idiotic to get the money, you know, get the things you dream for, and to go down like an average street nigga. No, I don't.
I wanted you
I don't feel
to
like that's
talk
cool.
on this in rock. I know you still with us, nostalgia, because it's the truth. The Compton rappers rep Compton. With LA being so important, all of the cats that's not from LA come and move out here. Why can't an LA rapper represent LA? Break that down and how how's a Long Beach rap like Snoop Long Beach?
LA rappers represent their neighborhood.
No,
They
they don't
represent their
represent
neighborhood.
their city, but it's still LA.
It's still LA.
Yeah, they represent their
But-
specific.
Yeah, they gonna
What he-
represent
what
their
he-
city. They got it. But
What
listen,
he's
man.
saying is
To the rest of the world, that gets confusing though.
most
You got
cities,
it.
most cities other than
Yeah, but you
South
can't.
Central.
We can't listen.
I don't
The
understand
rest of the
why
world
it's
is the rest of the world. Listen,
I understand
our
why it's
Inglewood
the
niggas gonna represent
Yeah.
Inglewood.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
A Compton gonna represent Compton. You know, a South Central nigga gonna represent South Central.
Right.
Right. A Long Beach dude gonna represent Long Beach.
Right,
Right.
right.
Now at the end of the day, just because of the politics, a Long Beach dude really don't want to say LA, but he gonna say, nigga, I'm from Long Beach. This LA,
Right.
West Coast.
Right. Yeah.
The city, the county, and the coast. They gonna claim
That's
that.
how they do it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, nigga from I'm from Hawthorne, nigga, LA, West Coast.
Yeah. That is how they do it. That's facts.
You know, because you can't tell a motherfucker to say, oh, from LA, but nigga, you know, he from Watts.
Right.
You know, you can't eliminate
Right.
his
And then they
way-
break it down because some niggas be like, I'm from the west side of LA or the
Yeah,
east side of LA.
or Crenshaw
You know
district,
what I'm saying?
or the Crenshaw
I'm
district.
West Side. Niggas
Mid
like,
City.
I'm like, I'm West Side. I'm not East Side.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because you got to remember, outside of the world, we still got our politics right here in our little box where we from. You know, LA County, 60 miles north, south, east, west, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Right.
Like
You know what I'm saying? You know, you got Orange County that way. Then you got, once you get past Palmdale, Lancaster, you know, that's another county. Then you got Santa Barbara. But all that shit in the middle, that's all LA County. So nigga gonna represent his city.
Right.
You know, but we're all from the same county.
Right.
Long Beach is in Los Angeles County.
Right.
Pomona is in Los Angeles County.
You
Compton's
broke
in
that
Los
down.
Angeles
You said
County.
when a homie-
Pacoima's in Los Angeles County. You know what I mean? So you gonna say your city, but nigga, we from LA.
Yeah, I think you was on
it's
Clubhouse.
LA
You
County.
said if you go to jail in Pacoima, You going to L.A. County Jail.
Give a fuck what you talking
You're
about.
not going to San Bernardino. You're not going to none of those.
LA County, so, so I think to the rest of the world, they just got to get educated to understand, okay, where you say you from? Watts.
Right.
Okay, Watts is L.A., nigga. And what coast? West Coast.
Right.
A perfect example, like where my area, I'm from 28th and Arlington. I'm not from a hood, but when somebody asks what area you from, 28th and Arlington, right there on the corner.
Right.
Like, so I always tell them 28th and Arlington, West Side LA,
West Side,
Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, because you know, L.A. City ain't that big.
No.
L.A. City, you know what I'm saying?
The county, yeah.
The county's a motherfucker,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
radius,
yeah, you can't expect a motherfucker from Inglewood not to tell a nigga I'm from Inglewood, nigga. Like, where you from? Inglewood, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, if he out of town, see, we don't use the L.A. coast shit out here because we from Hawthorne, okay? We already know what that is. Nigga hit Alabama, hit nigga Atlanta, hit nigga in Florida. Nigga, where you from? Inglewood, nigga, L.A., West Coast. It's gonna be that order.
But in LA too, one thing that's rare, it don't matter where you go. Somebody knows who the fuck you are. Yeah. I had a homeboy from high school. This nigga went up there to the Bay, talking like he was hot shit, talking like he was his father, who his father was. About about 6 months later, he's out there hanging out. Come to find out, he done got his car pulled. That nigga thought they was like, so you big whoop-de-whoop. He's like, No, I'm good. They like, well, who the fuck are you then, nigga? You done came up here for 6 months flexing on us. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nah, because everybody know everybody. And then you got to understand, baby, mama's relatives, he from Six Dudes Brim, but then his auntie and them moved over there into the motherfucking Hoovers, so he got a couple family members from Hoover, and then this nigga then married, he got a baby by a girl from Inglewood, so now the family reunion, his baby mama come around, you know, the Six Dudes is here, the Hoovers is putting up because that's where they from, and then the baby mama over here, this shit started getting mixed up, so now it's like, it don't really be a hood shit. It be the politics. Hey, homie, y'all know what's happening, but yeah, that's my people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
And out of respect, you know, for who calling you and your love from that individual, then you work that out another way.
Right.
Which I think it then saves lives. You know, shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you this. You especially with what you guys been through and everything. Do you ever step out of your side of yourself and say, damn, I got a fan base? Because you do have a fan base. And,
I always, everybody, especially DJ K. Slade, I remember he told me one day, he said, hey, little bro, you know, shit didn't change. What you mean? He said, nigga, you're a public figure.
That's what I'm finna say. Like, and then the media tried to the media tried to make people not like you, and you even use that against them.
I be like, what the fuck, I'm not no motherfucker you talking. and like people that know me, they know, they be like, because when people, they be like, you want to, have a meeting with Wack, and they tell them, look, bro, just be normal. Nigga show up, nigga, I have some hood sweats, a t-shirt, what's up, bro? You know, what we, right. And they love me like, yeah, all right, like, because they be like, man, we expecting you to be, man, listen, man. I came from the rank of foot soldier on up. Mm-hmm. I didn't come in and have some money and then I'm trying to figure it out. Right. So I'm still in tune with my roots. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Every day, I think M-Rock could relate. We leave the house not expecting to come back. We just do everything possible to make it back, right? And with having that type of mentality, you can't allow yourself to be brainwashed to where you this shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you could be that shit, but that nigga over there, and he every winter time they come, them shits that's in his body get cold. He remember you. Right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This, you got a nephew over here been told a story for 20 years about, why his daddy ain't here or whatever the fuck, right? So we can't never forget where we come from. Mm-hmm. So I don't allow the system or the industry to brainwash me to thinking, yo, Wack, you're this now. Yeah, okay, well, I got access to that.
Right.
Nigga, I'm Wack because how I've been and kept me alive 44 motherfucking years. I'm not finna falter and change up because that's when it happened. Mm-hmm. Right. Period. I mean, certain things I'm not changing. So, with me, I don't be on no Hollywood type of shit. I remember, my daddy was a dope fiend. I remember the last 5 days of the month was hard, the fridge was low. So, it's thoughts like that that keep me hustling. I don't never get in a space to where I feel like I'm better than the next motherfucker because I've been there. And I tell a person, hey, bro, keep going because I was right there. Right. And if you keep going and you pay attention to my game, you're going to be better than me. Everybody say, Wack, I want to be like you, not be better than me.
Be who you are.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them are. How old are you? 26. You been to jail? Nah, nigga, you already doing
You're
better.
on a
Right.
great path.
Earlier when you
know what I'm
said
saying?
you was walking up and M-Rock walked out and he said he had that same. And now, so I want y'all to know this as well. I'm from Chicago. Y'all go out of town. We've all been out of town a lot. Y'all know Chicago cats talk a certain way. Down south cats talk a certain way. I never thought we ever stepped outside of ourselves about how we talk and how we represent ourselves. Are y'all aware that you two are the embodiment of a LA nigga? Like, do y'all talk like a LA nigga, carry yourselves like a LA nigga?
I mean, you gotta
I'm only
understand.
saying that because a lot of people, after you did the interview, a lot of people be like, so y'all really do talk like that.
I could be in a cold sleep. Like, when I answer the phone, hello? Hey, Wack. Bert, I ain't heard this nigga voice in 27 years. Wack, Rock, what's up? Like, I don't know, I guess.
Because I've told him, I was like,
that's
y'all
just
sound
us.
the same, bro.
Yeah,
Like, but that's that West Coast, that's that LA epitome.
You know the
of-
cool part about Chicago, though? You got one section that got a little country in them. They talk.
Yeah.
Then you got another section that you can't tell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga throw you off. You don't know really where you from, right? Shout
I'm
out to my boy.
miraculous. He ended up with both. I've been in Houston like 8 years by this point, and I got a West Coast accent under it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you with him. Like, I can hear he got something else different going on.
Yeah.
But he probably
Because he been
somewhere.
out here the first 8 years of his life.
You know
He
what I'm
from
saying?
here. Now he there. Yeah.
But all these, what I learned going in all these different jungles, it's motherfuckers just like us everywhere, just doing it. It's a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different code.
Right.
Projects a little different. Gangs might be a little different. But, they want to make it out this shit too. Yeah.
True.
My boy JoJo Capone, I watched him go from this to that to this to that. And then I look on Instagram, this nigga travels the world all year long. Like, that's his way.
Right.
Like, giving back to himself. So it's like, I can appreciate that.
Right.
A lot of guys that I knew coming up that was foot soldiers like we was, and now they in position, running their own businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can appreciate.
Again, I do think that this was a beautiful experience. I hope we get to do it again, man.
Always.
Being two black business owners, CEOs, bosses.
Nigga
that's
started off
something-
in juvenile hall.
Yeah, and
know what I'm saying?
thank you guys for the time, man.
man.
Wish
I'm
Speedy would have been
always
calling in.
anything-
We're going to get it, but
anything, M-Rock doing anything, Murder Rock got going on, I always got my full support. You know what I mean? That's my brother. You know what I mean?
Likewise.
That's long, long history right there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right or wrong. He one thing he knows is one motherfucker in one place he can always call to come to, and he know I'm going with him because it been like that. You know what I mean? I'm forever in my brother's debt. You know what I mean? So I'm always there for him.
that's what's up, man. For my
Absolutely
man.
appreciate y'all coming in.
And
Yes, sir.
I actually have
Wack,
just one quick question for you. What do you really, how do you really deal with when some of these niggas that got hot garbage albums, how do you really tell it, like
I just tell them.
I would just say, hey, Costco
Bro,
hiring my nigga
listen.
while they spitting all they got for you.
I tell them right, and if they receive it correctly, it's cool. If they be like, want a question, I'll be like, bro, you just took 3 minutes of my life I can't get back, bro.
That's the line I say. He just took that. I can't get it
I
back.
tell
Let's
them,
go.
I be like, listen, bro, I'll be respectful. I'm like, listen to what you do. Go listen to the top 10 songs and all the playlists. I ain't telling you to be like them, but get in the pocket, listen to the cadence, because at the end of the day, I'm really not the one judging it. I send it to the kids. Niggas don't know that. Right. I send it to my daughter, her little friends, and they take it. We don't stream. Nigga, we don't wake up, motherfucker. We get in the car, that shit on motherfucking satellite radio. We ain't motherfucking, we on our phones, our Bluetooth ain't on them up, you know what I mean? So it ain't us. Like 9 times out of 10, if I like the music, it ain't it.
Yeah, like my daughter.
Because I don't, it's the kids. See, when we could have went to Best Buy, like we used to do, and bought a whole rack of CDs to support, then it was our world. When the kids had to come to us to get the money to go buy it, it was our world. Now our credit card is already on auto pay on their phone and it's streaming. We not waking up with these little things in our ear, watching 50 videos and listening to 10 playlists a day. So it's I know you like what you like, but bro, it's a business. We gotta cater to an audience somewhere. And I ain't telling you to be like the next motherfucker, but don't bring me a 5-minute song. You know what I'm saying? Because these niggas is 2.5 minutes and out of there.
Nigga done.
These niggas on drugs. They don't want to do all that thinking shit.
Yeah.
All that when we used to stop. Nigga, hold on, rewind that. Nigga, heard what that nigga said? I can still rap Scarface songs, Ice Cube songs, Tupac today. We remember this song. Now, Nigga, I hear records, lifestyle. I bet can't none of you niggas rock 4 bars from that motherfucker but the hook.
I see your back. You right.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
The
It's different.
19-year-old probably could.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. So then I tell these niggas, hey, bro, stop rapping so much. They don't want to hear all that shit. You know what I mean? Wait. Nigga, I tell nigga, you got 45 seconds, bro, that song to grab them people with your production and whatever you doing.
Right.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
This shit ain't
And that's
personal,
some
it's
game.
business.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, for my man, Professor Trynch, Wack, Wack100, man, all day, nostalgia, uncivilized. This has been Trynch Talk, and we gonna see y'all soon. First episode, first season. We'll be back, y'all.
In the trenches.
Never put my change in a wishing well. I just changed my grind on me, wish me well. I ain't tryna take no L's. I grind and I ride with persistence and battle all resistance. Let's get up out these trenches. Let's get up out these trenches. Never put my change in a wishing well. I just changed my grind on me, wish me well. I ain't tryna take no L's. I grind and I ride with persistence and battle all resistance. Let's